If you don't pay your bills, you don't have a house anymore. They are preparing you for a world that is full of boundaries. And can I share with you that if you don't, parents, if you just make Johnny the center of your universe and the center of his own, man, that's just going to come back to bite you hard. It's just not going to be pretty. Yeah, we can be too lenient. How about this one? We can be too busy, especially in this culture, where there's dual income families, and I get that. I understand that. Times are tough. People need to work. I'm not down in that. My wife and I both work. I get that. But what tends to happen is when you start to put more and more in your life, there's less and less time for the things that need to happen in your parenting. We, as just a general rule, as sinners, we like to take the easiest route. Is anybody with me on that? Let's just do this quick. And so when children really need our time and our deeper explanations as to why we're asking them to do what they want, what we want, whatever, we just say things like, "Because I said so. Do it." We parent in between our scheduled events. And what I'm telling you is that that's a real danger. We have to make parenting a scheduled event. It needs to be something that we prioritize in our lives. Otherwise, our kids are going to grow up exasperated, frustrated. How about this one? It's not in your notes. You're like, you didn't fill in one of the blanks. I added another one. Here it is. Write this down. How about the parents who are too intense? I was thinking of this later in the week, and I was reminded of going to like Little League fields and watching the fence dads. You know the fence dads? They're so wound up they can't actually sit on the bleachers. They have to stand by the fence. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Dwayne. I'm going to bash you. Here it comes. And Dwayne's not this guy, but there are some people who are living out missed childhood opportunities with their kids. I know. It sounds odd, but it's true. I mean, they're really trying to re-experience things that they didn't get to have or experience through their children. And they've moved from being parents to being some kind of codependent, I don't know what's going on there. But you watch the Little League coaches who have so much of their own self-worth wrapped up in how their kids perform. I mean, if another member of the team messes up and, there's a miscue in the game, that's okay. Get them next time. But when their kid messes up, it's like a 5-alarm fire. I mean, they completely lose it. And you can just see the kid, can't you? I mean, his shoulders slump. He pulls the brim of his hat down over his face, and he sloughs to the dugout. And there's something not right there. This manifests itself in other ways, too. Like we have gotten so wrapped up in what the American ideal is for a human being that we can become so engrossed in our kids becoming that ideal that we forget to be their parents. We're just their jockeys, whipping them into the finish line. Come on, get those grades, be prettier, be smarter, be more athletic. And can I share with you that your kid, whoever that kid is a perfect creation of God. And that if he's not most popular, most athletic, most beautiful, most whatever, fill in the blank, he's still most perfect in the eyes of the God who created him. Now, I'm all for spurring our kids on and challenging them and pushing them towards being their very best. But can we all agree that as Christian parents, our number one goal for our kids is their love and respect for God, their love and respect for people, and the rest of that stuff is just gravy. Can we agree with that? So these are the things that can get us off track, get us derailed. What we're supposed to do instead is what the Bible teaches us here. We're supposed to be, instead of too harsh, too lenient, too busy, too intense, we're supposed to be available to our kids, to bring them up. That's a Greek word, ektrepho, and it's that same word that was used of husbands in nourishing their wives, trough, trepho, remember that? We're supposed to be nourishers of our kid, builders of our kid, developers of our kid. And we do that in two ways. Look what it says there. The first one is in the training. This is the Greek word padia. And the Greek word there means to basically steer or discipline, like putting a bit in a horse's mouth and turning them in the directions that they need to go. It comes with this idea of correction, and it basically means that we're going to take a kid away from what they're doing wrong and head them towards doing what's right. When they make those mistakes, knowing that the only true mistakes are the ones that we learn nothing from, we as parents are going to help them to learn from those miscues and steer them towards the things that God would have them to do in those situations. The other word there is the word instruction. In Greek, it's nouthesia, and it basically means warning. And this idea is basically the idea of, okay, yeah, we're going to help our kids learn from their mistakes, but we're going to try to help our kids not fall into those mistakes. That's why, moms and dads, when your kids are, getting to be the age where them finding out about the birds and the bees is appropriate and necessary, you should be the ones to tell them about it. Because the Bible is asking you to train up your kid, to basically prepare them for the things that are coming up. When your kids get to the point of heading off to college, moms and dads, it should be your opportunity to share with them about how life is going to turn out from here on out. You need to be the ones who forecast for your children the difficulties, the challenges that they have awaiting them, and then provide for them the opportunities. Because remember, guys, they're not our kids. They're God's kids. We're here as their teachers. We're here as their encouragers, their nourishers, but they're God's kids. We want to prepare them for a life of honoring God. When I tell you, I've told you this before, prepare a child in the way that they should go. And the end of that verse is the word go. Your kids are meant to go. And your however many years you have with them are to prepare them to be off on their own. And so you need to forecast for them and warn them. There was a guy in our church who I think is just doing a great job in raising his kids, and I just want to share with you one of the things he's done. His son turned 18 this past year, and he basically assembled 7 other men, his peers, to hang out with his son during the day, this one particular day of his 18th birthday, and to just sit for an hour with this kid and download the things of wisdom from their lives. And so men sat down, and they were businessmen, and they talked to him about how he needed to have character and integrity in his business life when that comes up. Others of us sat down. I got to be one of the guys that got to sit down and talk to him about college. Here's the challenges you're going to face, being a part of a college campus, the ways they're going to try to rock your faith, and here's how you need to be prepared. And 7 of us got to do this with this kid. 7 hours the guy sat down and listened to us all. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, some of you are like, really? He did it? Yeah, he did. And then that night we all got together and we had steak. Oh, yes. But then the 7 of us and his family, we laid hands on the kid and we just prayed this prayer of consecration over this boy who over 18 years had grown up well. He's now a man, and now he's ready for the next part of life. That's what I'm talking about. Being proactive and forecasting for your kids. So last part of what I'm going to talk to you about today is just ways practically that we can do those things. You see them listed there. Let's go through them together. The first thing, as far as correcting your child, I want you to remember that as you're correcting your child, read it there with me, you need to stay in control because you can't teach something that you're not. Can I share with you one of my snafus in being a parent? I remember one time my older son got angry with my younger son and displayed his anger quite visibly, lashed out at him. So how did I handle that? I got really angry and I lashed out at him. You can't be angry at him. You've got to learn to control yourself. Sorry. Yeah,